Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about this tweet by Harada. So Harada, the game director of Tekken, basically is warning people to not give specific pitches on Twitter and elsewhere. Of course, Harada gets pitched a lot of ideas all the time. Fans want to see their ideas in the game, but the problem with that is, as Harada states here in this tweet, he's replying to someone from what looks to be Pakistan, pitched an idea for a Pakistani character because, of course, thanks to the likes of Arsonist, Pakistan is now recognized as one of the powerhouses of Tekken in the world. So they want to pitch character ideas. For instance, right here, they showed inspirations like the Great Gama, legendary pro wrestler, the dancing girl of Mohenjo-daro. Let me read this here. First, it'd be wise to stop showing us your specific character ideas on social networking sites or in letters to us. Instead, your actions will contribute to the possibility that your request will not be realized. This is the conclusion I have reached not only with Tekken but also with other titles that I've worked on over the past 30 years, as well as with other in-house titles. Many people send game companies letters, character ideas, and game scenario ideas via social networking sites and contact forums. But here's where he gets into more detail. Basically, the more specific and detailed the idea is, the less likely we are to adopt it, and the further away from it we are from being influenced by it. Why? Because a certain percentage of people will file a lawsuit in form of "you used my proposal without permission," or "you stole my proposal," or "that was my proposal, I should get credit." Scary thing is, in the past, people who have not sent me any letters or emails at all have protested vehemently. My idea came first. This is actually quite a problem in Japan, and in fact, we have seen the furthest extent of this in recent years. Here's what can happen if this is taken a bit too far. There it is, yeah, the Kyoto Animation arson attack. So if you don't know already, anime fans know about this. This occurred at the Kyoto Animation's Studio 1 building in the Fushimi ward of Kyoto Prefecture on the morning of the 18th of July 2019. So it's almost like today, as of this recording, it's the 10th of July. So next week is going to be the 5th year anniversary of this attack. The arson eliminated 36 people, injured an additional 34, and destroyed most of the materials and computers in Studio 1. It's one of the most devastating attacks in Japan since the end of World War II, as well as the most devastating building fire in Japan since the 2001 Myojo 56 building fire, and the first such an incident that ever occurred at a studio associated with an entertainment company in the animation industry. This is what happens when, someone who's mentally deranged takes things way too far, and this is because of accusations of plagiarism. Basically, the perpetrator accused Kyoto Animation of using one of his ideas. His life circumstances and the massive success of that said idea may have sent him spiraling out of control, and thus he perpetrated this attack. Here we go. During his transport to the hospital, he admitted to have started the fire, possibly for revenge, accusing the studio of ripping off or plagiarizing his novels. It was initially stated that there were no records of anyone submitting work to their annual writing contest under Aoba's name. Subsequently, Kyoto Animation revealed that they had received a draft novel from him. However, it did not pass the first stage assessment and was forgotten, and its contents were confirmed to have no similarities to any of their published works. It was later revealed that Aoba believed that a scene about buying discounted meat in the 5th episode of Tsurune is what is this, a slice of life anime? I don't know, it's from a light novel, was similar to one of the novels he had submitted. He himself had sustained severe burns, so he had to be in the ICU for respiratory assistance with a ventilator. He regained speech and began rehabilitation in the following months. They had to rehabilitate him so, he could answer for his crimes. He expressed feelings of remorse and gratitude towards the hospital staff, who he has said treated him better than anyone had ever done in his life. Yeah, likely. He had a shitty life. On the other hand, he told police that he lit the fire because Kyoani, as it's usually called by anime fans, had stolen his novel and he expected to get, capital punishment. Well, you have to answer for your crimes. But yeah, this is the reason why they would not accept pitches, because there's too much liability, if they accept any outside help. Let's put it that way. Once money and prestige becomes involved, especially once that idea becomes a part of a multi-million-dollar game franchise, because it's not just going to be in one game. It's going to be expected to be used for an entire franchise. Big money. Very big money, especially with Tekken, whose history has spanned for about 30 years now. Over 30 years, yeah. That's a multi-generational franchise. That's why Harada has every reason to be wary. You can't stop fans from pitching because they want to see their ideas in the game. They want to engage with the developers. They want to see the game become more awesome. To be fair, a lot of those ideas are pretty good, but the people who pitch them, they tend to not have either the skill nor the connections nor the resources and facilities to realize those ideas and execute them. That's why it must be encouraged that people make things, even if it's small things like small indie games or even just a comic or whatever. Like, we have to encourage people to make stuff, to make art, to make their own thing, to have them get into the creative field, even as a hobby, even as a side thing, because you gotta give these people an outlet. Mind you, that guy who attacked Yoani had an outlet, but it wasn't enough for him, and he wasn't exactly in the best mental state, didn't have the best life circumstances. It is what it is, but it's a sad state of affairs, but it is what it is. And something like Tekken, it inspires people to want to do stuff, share ideas. We get the same thing in pro wrestling, but you gotta be wary. You gotta filter those ideas. You gotta filter those fan pitches. And in the case of the game industry, the mainstream game industry, they gotta tell those people to pump the brakes. Please don't. Like, we spend millions to come up with ideas for our games. Please don't give us free ideas that we likely won't use, because there's too much liability on the table. Anyway, what do you think about this stuff? What do you think of fans pitching ideas for their games or for their favorite media? Should game companies actually entertain them, or is it better that they be told that they should do their own thing? I don't know. What do you think? Tell me about it in the comments below. Anyway, that's all for now. Till next time, stay Tor.